I'm excited for it. I don't know how much y'all are. I'm excited for the Resident Evil Netflix series. They announced.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully they'll do it right this time.
Yeah, because the movies got kind of like how we were talking about the Fast and Furious, where they just got way off board. That's how the Resident Evil movies eventually got, where it's just randomness thrown in and them just going so overboard with everything, throwing in characters that you know from the games but not really having any kind of plot significance.
I hope they bring like some real suspense into it.
What do you think about the fact that it's like the main characters are Wesker's children? Because that's just like a new angle.
Yeah, because it's not something we're used to, because we don't the Wesker children never been a thing in the games. We just know Albert Wesker is usually the main villain in the series normally. I'm excited to see what angle they go with, because they said it's gonna be kind of going back and forth between two timelines with them as kids and them as adults, while this whole zombie outbreak is going on.
Well, my thing is that they keep the tone, because the movies did not have the tone. I mean, we remember the tone when we played the first Resident Evil. We remember when we were kids how scared we were playing that game.
I felt the first movie had that tone. It did. The first movie had the typical zombie movie suspense to it. I think as a zombie movie, it was a good zombie movie. I will admit that.
What movie did you watch?
I watched Resident Evil.
That was not the movie I saw.
Well,
as they went along, you know, like there's like six movies that they made or something.
I think so.
I think it was
like
it could be 10.
As it goes on, it gets more and more zany by the minute. Like the plot just gets more and more ridiculous.
Well, are they gonna go for the tone for like the earlier games, or like 4, or
I'm assuming,
like more action?
I think they said they want to do the mansion this time.
Okay.
So I think with that is gonna set that tone of it being very suspenseful.
That's what I want to see.
Exactly.
I want to see a suspenseful, tense Resident Evil.
Yeah, and in the Resident Evil universe, they have so much they could pull from. You know what I mean? Because every game had its own tone in a weird way.
Like that, and that's eventually what they started doing. Like with the second movie. The second movie is more based off 2 and 3, where 2 had the same tone of the first one, but 3 was more action packed with Nemesis and everything.
Right.
So they kind of started going that route, and then because it's a big budget Hollywood movie, they're gonna keep with the action,
Can I ask this question to the guys anybody on this panel that played Resident Evil 3? How many of you guys, when Nemesis first popped up at you, did you actually stood and fight him? Because I did the dumb mistake and did that, and he beat the living snot out of me.
Yeah, I think we almost did it.
I knew the concept of saving ammo and resources from the first 2 games, so I said no.
I was really
the fact because it's one of the only games where when a boss fight happens, you get a choice. Like I can't think of any other game before that where it gave you a choice
to run away
to really fight the boss, unless you're playing like an RPG. But then again, like Resident Evil is not an RPG, so if you choose to skip fights in RPG, that's fine, but you just don't level up. So by the time you get to the strongest boss, what can you really do? Whereas Resident Evil is not that, so it's more survival. So you're just picking the best outcome for whatever, based on the resources that you have, not trying to level up. So I love that dynamic that they put in there, and always thought that was something interesting to it. That's why 3 is like probably
the best. I think to me it was the best one.
But
then 4 came out, and I said no. This is.
I hope they bring like a lot of different like creatures and stuff to this one.
Yeah, if they focus on the mansion, if they focus on the mansion, I'm assuming that the main monster would be the tyrant besides the zombies.
Would be great.
Yeah. If they focus on, like I said, with the first game, you had like the giant snake, you had the tyrant,
the liquor.
Liquor came in the second game.
Liquor came in the second?
Yeah, it was the second game. Yeah, trust me, I know these things because I've replayed it 500 times. But I'm excited for it. I love Netflix series have been great. I'm excited for it.
Is there a release date window?
They haven't said, I believe.
They're just teasing us.
Well, they just confirmed like, hey, this is what it's about. This is where it's going. So we'll see what happens.